Deep beneath forgotten sands, a series of buried temples reveal secrets never meant to be uncovered. Archaeologists found the first structure by accident, but its carvings warned that further digging carried dangerous consequences. Yet the deeper they went, the stranger the discoveries became. Structures far older than any recorded civilization. Some chambers remained sealed for millennia, untouched by air or light since the moment they were constructed. When one finally opened, the team uncovered objects that shifted the timeline of known human capability. These artifacts hinted at technologies far beyond what ancient builders should have understood, but the most unsettling discovery waited in the lowest level. Carvings that shifted from warnings to threats. What the final chamber revealed would rewrite everything we thought we understood about ancient civilizations. Beyond the gate, the air felt heavier, as if the chamber itself resisted anyone entering its depths. Strange inscriptions covered every surface, written in a language older than any known culture. Some symbols matched those found in distant civilizations, hinting at a forgotten global connection. Deeper inside, the carvings showed figures fleeing something emerging from beneath the earth. The proportions of the creature etched into stone defied biology. Nothing natural could match its shape. As the team pressed onward, the temperature dropped sharply, as if something inside was draining warmth. Then they found the pedestal, its surface scorched, as though something extremely hot had once been placed there. Whatever once rested on that pedestal had either escaped or been removed long ago. As they moved deeper, the chamber wall shifted from stone to a smooth material no one could identify. Tests later confirmed the material was not naturally occurring, and not from any known human technology. Then the ground beneath them vibrated, just enough to make the dust ripple across the floor. The vibrations came from a sealed chamber ahead, one older than the rest of the structure. No human tools could open it, but the door responded when exposed to a small amount of heat. Behind the door lay a long corridor filled with scorched markings, as if something had escaped violently. The deeper they walked, the more the air vibrated, like a low hum inside the bones. At the end of the corridor, they found a massive circular chamber, its center hollowed by unimaginable force. The crater's walls were smoothed into a perfect sphere, something no ancient tool could have carved. Whatever created it released temperatures high enough to liquefy stone instantly. And yet, despite the destruction, a single object remained untouched in the center. The shard emitted a faint tone, something between a hum and a heartbeat. Instruments malfunctioned instantly, as if the object disrupted all nearby electronics. The chamber's temperature then dropped rapidly, forming ice on stones heated moments before. Suddenly, the shard shifted, rotating on its own as though responding to their presence. And with that single rotation, the entire temple began to tremble as if awakening from a long sleep. The walls around them groaned, ancient mechanisms awakening after thousands of silent years. The metallic shard brightened, as if communicating with something deeper within the temple. Suddenly, symbols across the walls ignited in sequence, forming a pattern no one could interpret. The pattern resembled a map, one pointing to a location far from the buried temple. But then the chamber floor split open, revealing a massive, descending staircase hidden beneath. Vibrations intensified, shaking dust loose from the ceiling as the temple responded to their presence. Whatever was below had been sealed away intentionally, and not by the original builders. The team realized they weren't just exploring a temple, they were opening something meant to remain buried forever. As they began their descent, the air grew thicker, carrying a metallic scent none of them could identify. Strange markings appeared along the stairwell, carvings that didn't match any known ancient culture. The deeper they went, the stronger the vibrations became, now pulsing like a heartbeat beneath the earth. Then a low hum filled the stairwell, resonating through bones rather than ears. Ahead, a faint glow appeared, shifting colors like a slow-motion storm trapped underground. When they reached the bottom, they stepped into a chamber unlike anything found in human history. The architecture seemed grown, not built, as if the material shaped itself over time. And in the center of the chamber, resting on a raised platform, was the source of the energy. The orb pulsed gently, its colors shifting in rhythms that felt almost alive. When the detective approached, the orb reacted, brightening as though sensing his presence. It projected shapes into the air, geometric patterns spinning with impossible precision. These patterns weren't random. They were identical to symbols found across distant civilizations. It was as if these ancient peoples all referenced the same unknown source. But then the chamber trembled again, stronger than before, dust falling like rain. The orb responded with a sudden surge of power, firing a beam into the crater above. And for a moment, the entire ancient structure seemed to awaken, as if something had finally been reactivated. The pulse traveled through the temple's walls, activating mechanisms untouched for millennia. Stone panels folded open with mechanical precision, revealing long hidden passages. These passages led to chambers recorded in no archaeological survey, completely unknown to history. The architecture here was even more advanced, with surfaces that shifted like liquid metal. Strange devices lay scattered across the floor, broken, scorched, but unmistakably advanced. Some pieces were shaped to fit human hands, suggesting these tools belonged to someone or something intelligent. The team realized these artifacts didn't match any known time period. They seemed out of place in history itself. But just as they prepared to document everything, a deep rumble shook the chamber once more. The rumble grew louder, echoing like something massive shifting beneath the floor. The devices around them reacted, vibrating as though trying to power back on. A sudden gust of wind shot through the chamber, despite there being no open exit. The energy from the orb above was now flowing downward, drawn to something deeper below. Then the floor split open completely, revealing a massive vertical shaft disappearing into darkness. The walls of the shaft were lined with markings unlike any in the upper chambers. These markings formed a sequence, one that resembled an ancient warning, repeated endlessly downward. And at the bottom of the shaft, something enormous began to stir. Something sealed away for a reason. A deep, guttural sound rose from the depths, so low it shook the air more than the ears. The creature's outline grew clearer, each breath illuminating its massive form in red pulses. It was not simply alive, it was waking up, responding to the orb's reactivation. The team realized too late that the temple wasn't a tomb, it was a containment system. Ancient builders had sealed this entity away, using technology far beyond their own era. And now, after thousands of years, the containment was failing. Piece by piece, the orb's energy surged one last time, as if attempting to shut the system down. But the final pulse wasn't enough, and the ancient temple roared as the creature fully awakened.